Hello, my name is Addison Harkness, and I'm doing my game review on Shadows of Mordor. Shadows of Mordor is a single-player RPG set in the setting of Middle-earth. I'm 8 hours into the game so far, and it has been a lot of fun. The first thing I would like to talk about is the movement. The movement in Shadows of Mordor feels clean and powerful, with the ability to scale any surface like Assassin's Creed. Climbing walls isn't the only thing special about the movement in this game, though. It has no fall damage, with the abilities allowing you to jump and leap over almost any obstacle. The movement really feels like the player has the acrobatic movement of an elf. Secondly, I would like to look at the combat. The combat in this game is chaotic, but the developers had that in mind. The player will automatically adapt to the range of the attack based on the direction the player is facing. This allows for dynamic movement within combat, which feels really good. Combat in this game also features quick time actions for blocking and avoiding attacks, which allows for more enemies taken at once because the player isn't randomly being hit from all directions. The player can make the choice to attack again or block the current attack. Combat feels sharp and dynamic with a lot of depth. Combat is great and all, but what is combat without cool enemies to fight? Shadows of War has a very unique approach to enemies and bosses. They use the Nemesis system. The Nemesis system is a complex enemy adaptation system that allows named characters to be promoted or demoted based on combat with them. If you die in combat to a named enemy, they will be promoted at a higher level for the player to face later. These named enemies can also adapt to the fighting style of the player by not allowing the same moves to work on them every time. The bosses in the game also have a very unique weakness that the player can find before engaging in combat. Boss fights feel complex and rewarding, whether you lose or die to see them promoted. The Nemesis system was implemented fantastically and it adds depth and character to the enemies the player faces. The story in Shadows of Mordor is really appealing, though I am definitely biased as a Tolkien fan. I feel the story is well paced, with plenty of side quests and events, and even allowing the player to avenge other players online by killing an enemy that has killed them. The quests, though, are a little lackluster. Many of the quests in this game feel very similar and slightly repetitive, with many of the quests being remade in a new place in the world. Shadows of Mordor has a lot to offer, and I would recommend it to anybody looking for a strong single-player experience with amazing enemies. The movement is a lot of fun to mess around with, and the fights are very rewarding. The game has some issues, but nothing not worth playing the game for. My time playing Shadows of Mordor was well spent, and I cannot wait to play more.